Welcome to the Diesel Works HD YouTube channel. Figured I'd show the project that's been taking up all of my spare time and then some, in case someone else might be working on something similar, whatever. Just figured I'd show it and see. We got a 1992 S10 that started life as a somewhat running truck when I got it, and it was all in one piece, and then it turned into, well, this. And right now, once we got it down to the frame, we figured 4-link twin turbo LS, and since we had it to the frame, we figured, well, if we're gonna take it this far, K-member the front, which is on its way. Ordered it like a month ago, and it should be here in a couple days. And then back half it, because, you know, I like the punishment. I don't know. It was the cost of converting 4-link converting a leaf spring to 4-link was more expensive than getting an entire back half and welding the back half in that's already set up for 4-link. And on top of that, we can run a significantly larger tire. Where we're at now is I just got done pretty much welding in the entire subframe. And like I said in the beginning, this is Diesel Works, not Welding Works. At best, I have a kindergarten level welding ability. So, you know, good old grinder and paint make me the welder I ain't. And now that it's in, we're going to cut the frame off here, and same thing on that side. Then once we get that off, I can finish like making some brackets, pieces to cover this up to here. Same thing underneath, because to get it to, you know, line up, the outrigger here has to stick down below the frame just a little bit. And I hate the way that looks. So we're going to try and make a little bracket here to, you know, weld in so it doesn't look like you just hot glued a frame into yours. Same thing on the other side. And then once that gets done, we can start on the front. Hopefully, like I said, per the freight company, it should be here in a couple days. And we get to cut it off here, take out the cross member, and weld in the chromoly front. And these square tubing here is just to hold the frame in place, so, you know, when you cut it apart, it doesn't twist left or right. Everything else, these holes. Also, if you look from like here forward, there's no more holes in the frame because I just didn't like the way it looked. So the good old plasma cutter, we're not going to need any of this crap anymore. So made some little circlets, whatever you want to call them, little pieces to fit in the holes along the frame. Weld those in, grind them down. This thing's all going to get painted, so you're never going to see. All right, time to cut this pig in half. So, like I said, I'm going to cut it there. I already started cutting that side because I wanted to make sure, you know, I could do it somewhat easily with a Sawzall before I got the plasma cutter, because Sawzall will just be nice and smooth versus the plasma cutter's kind of a pain to get into like real tight spots like that. So, set you down right here and see what happens. All right, just one side. I just have these bolts in here to keep this side of the frame up when I was placing everything so I could weld the front. But now, we don't need that where we're going. There's one. Let's go back over to this side. Go. Oh. That. Like I said, I kind of cut that one. You know, like those baking channels that they say, hey, just put this cake in here for 12 hours. And then, oh, and then pull it right out 30 seconds later. Now we can use what's remaining of these pieces to, I'm still gonna cut this off, but we can reuse those pieces to kind of, we're just gonna make some little pieces, trace it out with some cardboard, make a piece like that. This will get grinded down flush. This little shit will get nicked off, and then the same thing on that side, so that way the frame comes back and it looks, you know, as factory as it possibly can for being a race car. So the ultimate goal with the end of this is to be able to drive it somewhat on the road, so it's not going to be full on race car, but you know, the goal's about 8.5 second quarter mile. We'll see. I mean, the cage that we're gonna end up doing is 850 cert, so that's the goal. And then, you know, it'll probably change by the time, you know, we get there, but got to start somewhere, I guess. All right, till the next video.